Hello friends, you are on the channel Quotes of Great Men. Enjoy watching. I have always tried to make room for anything that wanted to come to me from within. The creative mind plays with the object it loves. Solitude is for me a fount of healing which makes my life worth living. The unexpected and the incredible belong in this world. Only then is life whole. The world begins to exist when the individual discovers it. Myth is more individual and expresses life more precisely than does science. Explore daily the will of God. What is essential in a work of art is that it should rise far above the realm of personal life and speak to the spirit and heart of the poet as man to the spirit and heart of mankind. We cannot imagine events that are connected non-causally and are capable of a non-causal explanation. But that does not mean that such events do not exist. Science is part and parcel of our knowledge and obscures our insight only when it holds that the understanding given by it is the only kind there is. Man is in need if a symbolical life badly in need. We only live banal, ordinary, rational or irrational things, but we have no symbolic life. Where do we live symbolically? Nowhere except where we participate in the ritual of life. Midlife is the time to let go of an over-dominant ego and to contemplate the deeper significance of human existence. Knowledge rests not upon truth alone, but upon error also. The dream is a little hidden door in the innermost and most secret recesses of the soul, opening into that cosmic night which was psyche long before there was any ego consciousness, and which will remain psyche no matter how far our ego consciousness extends. There is no such thing as a pure extrovert or a pure introvert. Such a man would be in the lunatic asylum. Neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. The primary cause of unhappiness in the world today is lack of faith. I find that all my thoughts circle around God like the planets around the sun, and are as irresistibly attracted by Him. I would feel it to be the grossest sin if I were to oppose any resistance to this force. Imagination is a concentrated extract of all the forces of life. However far-fetched it may sound, experience shows that many neuroses are caused by the fact that people blind themselves to their own religious promptings because of a childish passion for rational enlightenment. What we lack is intensity of life. Without freedom there can be no morality. Our souls as well as our bodies are composed of individual elements which were all already present in the ranks of our ancestors. The newness in the individual psyche is an endlessly varied recombination of age-old components. Learn your techniques well and be prepared to let them go when you touch the human soul. Without consciousness there would, practically speaking, be no world, for the world exists as such only insofar as it is consciously reflected and considered by a psyche. Consciousness is a precondition of being. The more intelligent and cultured a man is, the more subtly he can humbug himself. For the alchemist, the one primarily in need of redemption is not man, but the deity who is lost and sleeping in matter. Understanding does not cure evil, but it is a definite help, inasmuch as one can cope with a comprehensible darkness. Knowledge does not enrich us. It removes us more and more from the mythic world in which we were once at home by right of birth. Consciousness succumbs all too easily to unconscious influences, and these are often truer and wiser than our conscious thinking. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. When an inner situation is not made conscious, it appears outside as fate. This whole creation is essentially subjective, and the dream is the theater where the dreamer is at once scene, actor, prompter, stage manager, author, audience, and critic. Often the hands will solve a mystery that the intellect has struggled with in vain. Healing proceeds from the depths to the heights. Life is a luminous pause between two mysteries that are yet one. We want to have certainties and no doubts, results, and no experiments without even seeing that certainties can arise only through doubt and results only through experiment. Modern man is battered by the fundamental forces of his own psyche. The principal aim of psychotherapy is not to transport one to an impossible state of happiness, but to help the client acquire steadfastness and patience in the face of suffering. The distinction between mind and body is an artificial dichotomy, a discrimination which is unquestionably based far more on the peculiarity of intellectual understanding than on the nature of things. To the critical intelligence, nothing is left of absolute reality. Don't marry after 40, because marriage is not provided by nature. Thanks for watching. Check out these educational videos too.